Hi everyone, I'm Callum and today I'm going through my favourite player from each AFL team. So for this list, it is mainly based on play style rather than like I don't know, anything else. It's based on play style. So for Adelaide, I have Matt Crouch.
Hartwell left it behind. Greenwood's blind turn then was good. Eddie gave it off. Matt Crouch is having some sort of an afternoon. That was possession 13.
Yeah, so Matt Crouch, I just love the way he plays. I love the way he goes about it. He gets a lot of the ball. In his first year, he averaged 26 disposals, which is pretty crazy. And he holds the second record for most disposals in the season. That'll probably be broken this year, but right now he does. So I'm going to give him credit for it. So yeah, he's my favourite player from Adelaide. So for Brisbane, I have Mitch Robinson.
Oh, you're not walking through Robinson. I don't care who you are, he says. Just lets Dusty know. You're not stepping past me. High ball inside 50. At the back here, Hipwood should goal, and he does. Hot game.
In my opinion, Mitch Robinson is one of the toughest players in the league. I love a player who can lay a good bump or a good tackle, and he does that really well. And I just like the way he goes about it and everything. So yeah, Mitch Robinson's my favourite player from Brisbane. So for Carlton, I have Harry Mackay.
Up to 41 touches. He averages 39.5 against Carlton, believe it or not. And big Harry comes out full-chested and takes to make up a couple of metres. Umpire calls play on, and big Harry gives it a roost. He gives it a magnificent roost. He's kicked the goal.
One of my favourite players in AFL is a tall key forward. And I think Harry Mackay right now is one of the best in the league. He's only like 23 or 24. So he's 200 and something centimetres. So he's very tall. He takes some massive marks. And he's a decent shot at goal. Not that good, but he's an okay shot at goal. So yeah, Harry Mackay's my favourite player from Carlton. For Collingwood, my favourite player is Darcy Moore.
Capitalise here. Wide kick. Look at the pick-up. Look at the athleticism of Jeremy Cameron. Back to Kennedy. Finlayson and in front, Darcy Moore. That's a big moment. Superb effort.
Darcy Moore, I think, is probably one of the best backmen in the league this year. If he didn't get injured, I reckon he'd make the All-Australian team, but unfortunately he did earlier this year. He takes a lot of marks. He got the most marks in a game this season earlier this year, so yeah, he's my favourite player from Collingwood. For Essendon, I have Matt Guelphy.
So Waterman wanting it out very, very wide. He pointed to exactly that spot and he went in the different direction. Off hands it comes to Guelphy and he nails the goal.
So I'd probably clearly go for Essendon. And Matt Guelphy's my favourite player from Essendon and in the AFL. He's one of the biggest effort players in the league and the team, I reckon. And he lays great tackles, he puts in a lot of effort, and yeah, he's my favourite player from Essendon. For Freo, my favourite player is Sean Darcy.
Oh, it's got some space. Darcy's target. Got it! Big grab from the big guy. Chris forward. 8 goals, 5 for the season, and he's a good shot when he gets a shot.
In 2021, Sean Darcy's had a breakout year as a ruckman for Freo. I reckon he's worthy of making the All-Australian team this year, or at least on the bench. So yeah, he's my favourite player from Freo. For Geelong, my favourite player is Cam Guthrie.
Again from the Cats, Hawkins taps it back under him, then tackles him. Rolls in wrestler style. These are fierce, the Cats.
Are they ever? They're much sharper than the Eagles.
And a brilliant goal.
I have a lot of players I really like Jeremy Cameron, Tom Hawkins, Patrick Dangerfield, Tom Stewart. But I chose Cam Guthrie as my favourite player. I think he's one of the best on-ballers in the comp. And I think he could win an All-Australian this year. For Gold Coast, my favourite player is Braden Fiorini.
On McPherson, got it to Matera, quick snap towards goal. Lynch is there. Day kept his feet. There's a power player injured. It spills now to Fiorini. He shoots towards goal and he pops it through. The Suns have got their third, but Austin in a bit of hurt at the moment.
I think Fiorini's the most underrated player in the league. He's an absolutely amazing on-baller for Gold Coast, and he'll probably leave at the end of this year because Gold Coast didn't play him at all for the whole first half of this year. He's come back in terrific form, and I can't wait to see how he goes in the next few years of his career and the few years after that. For GWS, my favourite player is Toby Green.
Got the speed and runs away from all. Whitfield again signals his intentions. Doesn't get rushed.
Stand.
Into the hands of Hill. His kick, superb to Green. Not too much is past this man. It's a cork. It's long.
Yes.
Toby Green, take a bow.
I think Toby is probably the best small forward in the league. He's not a very accurate kick at goal, but he is a great player. He don't really play like a small forward, but he's small, so he's a forward, so he's a small forward. I think he's the best player in GWS. They have a lot of good players, but I think Toby Green's the best, and he's one of the better forwards in the league. So he's my favourite player from GWS. So for Hawthorn, my favourite player is Tom Mitchell.
Burgoyne running in some space, releases Mitchell with the handoff from 40, bends it back, it's against the grain, that's a ripper.
So I had a fair bit of trouble choosing this one because I don't really care about Hawthorn, or I don't really like Hawthorn that much. But I decided on Tom Mitchell. He's won a Brownlow. He is averaging easily the most disposals this season. So yeah, I think he's probably the best player from Hawthorn, and he's my favourite player from Hawthorn too. For Melbourne, my favourite player is Christian Petrarca.
He's on his right side, which is his left. Thumping ball long. Here's a chance for Watts. Coming through Kennedy. Sinclair hot on his heels. Kennedy, he's got to get back onto his left. Little give to Petrarca. Gets rid of the tackler. Petrarca goes low. Bang! Demons. Ripping goal. Scores level at the G.
I think Petrarca is probably one of the best handballers in the league. He's a very accurate shot at goal. He's a good runner. He's a very explosive player, and so he's my favourite player from Melbourne. So yeah. For North Melbourne, my favourite player is Jack Siebel.
Into the centre, Luke McDonald. Ahern, now Big Goldie. Back to Higgins, I'm not sure it was the right option. Higgins runs onto it, over the top to Benny Brown. He'll get closed down, he gets a foot to it. The goal's going to be kicked by Siebel, and the Kangaroos at the front with 20 seconds left.
I think Jack Siebel in the backline this year has played very well. He's a very tough player, lays some good bumps, and he's taking a lot of marks, getting a lot of disposals this year down back for North, even if a lot of them are like kick-ins and chips around in the backline. But yeah, I think he's my favourite player from North. For Port Adelaide, my favourite player is Ollie Wines.
They're still trying to yank it back in. No time to go up the race. It's a tough game. Wine snaps and kicks an unbelievable goal. Port are back within 4.
Ollie Wines has had a massive year this year in 2021 for Port. He is averaging like the third most disposals in the league. I think that's like 33, which is a lot. He's had a very consistent year, getting over 30 in almost every game. So yeah, he's my favourite player from Port. For Richmond, my favourite player is Jack Rewalt.
Martin's in there as well. Keys tracked it down first. Now Curvis on the up for Prestia. It breaks for Graham across his body. Here comes Joel. They all go up. What a mark! Revolt with the flights. Can he cap it off? Celebrate the big mark with a goal. A team lifter in every sense of the word.
Rewalt's one of the best key forwards in the 2000s. Kicked over 700 goals. He's a great mark. He's kicked over 10 goals in 3 different matches. So yeah, he's my favourite player from Richmond at the moment. For St Kilda, my favourite player is Jack Steele.
Taranto had a swing at it. Look at that for a crunching tackle by Steele.
Jack Steele, I think, is one of the best players in the comp. He gets 9 tackles a game, lots of disposals, the most fantasy points this year out of any player. I predicted him at the start of this year to win the Brownlow. I don't know if that's going to happen, but not a bad tip, I don't think. So, yeah, he's my favourite player from St Kilda. For Sydney, I had to go with Buddy Franklin.
Man, Butler, he's away, running down towards the 50. Can he do it again? Man running back towards the goal square, needs to be closer. He can't bounce it through, he kicks it through on the full. Franklin, 5 goals.
Buddy's one of the best key forwards, well, probably is the best key forward since 2000. He is very close to 1,000 goals. For both Hawthorn and Sydney. I think he's probably one of the better key forwards ever. So yeah, he's my favourite player from Sydney. For University, my favourite player is Roy Park. The 165cm spearhead weighed 55 kilos and kicked 53 goals in one season, the most out of any player that season, while his team only won one game. For West Coast, my favourite player is Jeremy McGovern.
The space. Can they get it clear? Yo, they can. Lie set. High ball is deep. McGovern has taken the mark. He's sore, he's beaten, he's battered. But he's got to have the shot.
After the siren, Hutto. After the siren.
10 metres, both teams.
History is about to repeat itself again, or is it? Jeremy McGovern, the man that takes marks to stop teams, has taken a mark to start. The siren sounds. Poor fans can't bear to watch. They led by 28 points at one stage, but the perfect storm is...
Jeremy McGovern is one of the best defenders in the league. He is probably one of the best intercept markers in the league also. He does spoil sometimes, but he mainly just marks it. And yeah, he's my favourite player from West Coast. And finally, for the Bulldogs, my favourite player is Josh Dunkley.
Interesting mark that you've just got to make sure you don't touch them.
Josh Dunkley, what about that effort?
Bulldogs have about 10 players I could have chose from, like Bontempelli, McRae, Bruce, Norton. But I chose Dunkley because I just love the way he plays, and I think he's one of the best mids in the comp. And yeah, he's my favourite player from Western Bulldogs. Thanks everyone for watching. I just want to let you know, I won't be doing tips this year because it's a little bit pointless since the last game of the year for the home and away season is tonight. But I will make finals predictions and stuff like that, and medal predictions for Brownlow night. And yeah, so that'll be interesting. I probably won't upload that much during the off season, but when the 2022 season starts, I'll be uploading again, and I will upload tips then. So yeah, thanks for watching.